Hello, this is Bridget Brown with Divine Essentials. Okay, guys, I've been trying to do this for a while. I was planning on doing this a long time ago, but nothing wanted to work today. Nothing at all, like to do with like electronics was like, hey, yeah, I'm gonna do that for you. Email was like, you know how when you want to like go into your email and it's like, we need to verify it's you, hit yes on your phone. Well, it was like, canceled, didn't work, it's not working. I'm like, I don't know how else to hit yes. Like, come on. And then my event that I had in there for something coming up, somebody wanted to buy a ticket to that, and it kept telling them it was sold out, even though there's like 11 tickets in the event for them to buy. And I'm like, what the hell? I don't know why that's doing that. And then something else happened, like, oh, my phone won't charge when it's like in one of these things. Like, I gotta be very careful about the way I put it in there, because if I put it in there and then plug it in, it will not charge. It's like, nope, 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 nope. Turn it this way, turn it that way, all the ways, won't work. So I know Mercury retrograde was like, I heard something about it not too long ago, so it could be like right here, right now, or coming in like any day. But it's definitely not been fun, like on that level, because I was like, I'm gonna do this, that, and the other thing, and oh my god, it's gonna be great. And then it was like, I can't get shit done because I can't even get out of this one place. I couldn't find something I made. Like, I have an account with like my Microsoft Office thing. I made a thing in there. It was like gone. I couldn't find that. So I'm like, oh, okay. It's weird stuff all day long. And then tons of synchronicity. So, and like the synchronicity aligns with each other so much. It's like, what? Like I sent off a question today, and as soon as I sent off the question, I answered, like, I opened somebody else's message, and there was like the answer to the question specifically that I was asking, but I never asked him. Like, you know what I mean? Like you just answered my question that I was like sending out, but it was just weird the way it happened. And then somebody else, I had been talking to about like a certain thing, and like the feeling that we were having lately about like, oh, I feel like things are like gonna transform and change and blah blah blah. And like, I've been putting off this thing. I gotta stop putting it off. I gotta just do it. And blah 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 blah. And as soon as I like talked to somebody else, they said the exact same thing to, like, anything I had said just in the moment before was like said to me, like in the exact same way. Like, oh yeah, I feel like I got something I gotta do, and it's like I've been putting it off for too long. I was like, what? What? It was like, it was almost like one of those moments where you're like, is somebody like messing with me? Because it's just been weird. And like the number 27 has been showing up nonstop. Last night I was having the issue with getting the phone up to charge. I dropped the phone, and that's when it decided to like finally register that it was gonna, take a charge. And it was like 27% on the charging. So then I looked at my laptop, and my Zoom call that I did last night for the membership, it was like, saving into the laptop, um, into the hard drive, and it was at 27% like processed. And then I had to make a video for one of my members last night because I wanted to address something she had mentioned in the group. Like I was like, I can't type back to that, I need to speak to you. So I made like a 30-minute video to just respond to that. And I was like, you know what, let me show you this thing. So I pulled out a letter that I had from somebody from like a while back, and it was dated 11/27, and they were like telling me that the next thing that they were doing was on February 7th, which is 2/7. And then I was like telling somebody about like the 27s and all that later on, like, in the day, and it was 1:27 on the clock. And then at 2:27 I saw it again, and it was like, ah. So it's just been nonstop, like weird stuff like that. When you add up 2 and 7, this is what I said to the girl when I was like, talking to her about her situation, which is very much aligned to what I've been saying. Like, like, we know that we've got to do something. We've been putting it off, or we've been like allowing it to be like a thing for too long, or it's just coming to a point where it's like, hey, like that situation or this thing, like I gotta like take my power back, stand in my confidence, and say no. And that's some of the messages that I got here, where it was like, increasing our value and worth clears our karmic contracts, increase our confidence, our wisdom, and it helps us come into alignment with abundance. And once that happens, it's like a thing that continues on. So I had seen, like, last night, before, like, I was just sitting here and I got a vision of, like, all I can think of is that there's, like, the Simpsons back in the day when they had, like, it was like, oh, it's like space and time or the Matrix or whatever. It was just all black, but it was a flat, you know, like ground, and in the middle of it there was like a big round hole, and it was getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and like everything was falling into it, like it was just like consistently like a hole. Um, that's what I was kind of seeing. Nothing was falling into it. There was nothing, nobody around it or anything like that. But it was like a consistent, like everything, like a non ever gonna end type of thing. And the words that I got were third dimensional portal, black hole, spiral, slow motion. And then I had Sirian Pleiadian Andromedan, Starseed Mission, and then Orion Starseed, like away from each other. So I felt like the Orion energy, the Sirian Pleiadian and Andromedan energy, maybe at like odds with each other in some way, or there's some sort of karmic contract that needs to clear there. And once like one of these people, whoever is like the one that doesn't have the value and worth, increases that value and worth, they're going to clear the karmic contract with the other, increase their value, increase their confidence, get more wisdom, and that's going to help them to come into alignment with abundance. And once they have that abundance, it increases their value and worth, which again helps them have more confidence, which is going to increase their wisdom, and that's going to help them to get more abundance, and it's going to be a never-ending blah, 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 blah. Okay? So I had that stuff last night, and then tonight I had my intention is to do the Divine Masculine channel messages to Divine Feminine. I do have like letter here for that, but I got the number 1331 last night, which 13 is Divine Feminine, 31 is the mirror of that. Tonight I got 777, 555, 1221, which is another one of those mirrored numbers, and then I got 1234. So that's, you know, like things are going in that direction. They're like, we're moving forward, things are progressing, we've got to keep moving in that way. And then I had Serpent, Ouroboros, Divine Feminine, Kundalini Energy. So, when you think of like the Ouroboros is a serpent eating its own tail. It's a serpent, you know, it's a circle basically. When you think of Kundalini energy, like this is a representation of Kundalini energy. This is a pie stone, and they do this to be that representative of that, because the Kundalini energy is at the base of the spine, and it then comes up and it spirals like a figure 8 around all 7 of the chakras, and then it comes back down and meets up, you know, back down at the root, and it consistently does that forever. It's a never-ending loop, right? Never-ending, blah, blah, blah. Never-ending, blah, blah, blah. Just in a little hole, right? Boop, 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 boop. Stuff going in there. Like, this could literally be the center of the thing that I was looking at. Like, oh, everything's going in there. But I beyond that, I don't think that was the message. I think the message was like infinite thing going on. And now I'm seeing the Taurus. I don't know if you guys are like familiar with that. There's this shape called the Taurus. It's not like Taurus like my sun sign, but it's Taurus like the shape. So like the earth is round, and then it has like basically a hole on the top and on the bottom, and energy goes in the top, out the bottom, and it goes around it on both sides like this, and that's the Taurus. And it's just energy going in and out, 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 all around. And it's again fucking infinite, never ends. Taurus, like stuff. And that's for some reason that's what they're giving me for information right now, tied to all of that. I don't know exactly why like that's coming up, but I will show you the Taurus. It's like a donut, you know. Let's see if I can get one that's gonna be like easy to see. Can we show them the donut, please? So that's the Taurus shape, and as you can see, like Earth would be in here, and that's like going into the center of Earth and coming around and around and around and around. It's just a big circle around it. And then the Ouroboros is a circular symbol depicting a snake, or less commonly a dragon, swallowing its tail as an emblem of wholeness and infinity. So that's basically what I'm trying to fucking, say here, is like wholeness and infinity. And it's a sacred thing, and it is an Egyptian iconography in the Greek magical tradition. It was adopted as a symbol in Hermeticism, and most notably in alchemy. So I feel like it's basically like we're probably having some alchemy going on here. We're changing, we're transforming. It expresses the unity of all things, material and spiritual, which never disappear but perpetually change form in an eternal cycle of destruction and recreation. And I was saying a few minutes ago, I was like, we need the divine feminine to start the rebirth, a new cycle, okay? And then I like restarted this because I had to fix the fan. But that's what I was literally saying. I was like, the divine feminine is needed right now to like start the new cycle. We need a new cycle. Like shit's gotta stop. With the karmic crap and all of that, and like we got this like infinite thing always happening. I'm gonna read you what I wrote. That I wasn't planning on reading this tonight because it's not a message from Divine Masculine, but we'll get there. This one I wrote either last night or the night before. It says, growth isn't always done in a straight line. Sometimes it's not very pretty. Growing is one of the constants in life and universe. So never get too comfortable in one place or position, because one day it will no longer be able to hold you. If you take good care of yourself, you may outgrow people, jobs, homes, and basically everything that one time was out of your grasp. Don't stay in a difficult or uncomfortable place for the sake of someone who isn't growing at your pace. Life is never going to stop pulling and pushing you forward, regardless of your focus and attention. So rather than focus on what is going wrong or against you, let go and grow. Flow forward. Flow above and beyond the limits. Grow to new heights and limits. Then keep growing and evolving until it's time to grow into a new life and a new space and a new reality of your creation. Love is the best to use for growing better experiences, people, homes, relationships, selves, and can overcome a lot of the pain, fears, and limits we believe or perceive in life. Grow, glow, and love was the message that I got for that, okay? And I just think it's funny because it's like, oh, we're gonna, circle, gonna grow. We just keep growing, man. It's basically what they're saying. And like this is such like a coded way of getting me there. Of like, hey, here's the Taurus. Here's some round shit. Spiral. Because I'm like, I wrote down spiral, black hole, slow motion, third dimensional portal, and then tonight I wrote down portal, universe, spiral, galaxy, black hole, slow motion, 3D, 5D. Kundalini energy, serpent, Ouroboros, divine feminine, gong. It's like, it's just weird. I laugh because I'm like, when I finally understand what it is, it's like, oh, that makes sense, but it had no clue all the way there. Also, right now, crystals that could help people in this energy that we're in: rose quartz, citrine, and opal. And there's a lot of different opals, so whatever type of opal you got an Andean opal, you want to like Peruvian opal, whatever opal. Rose quartz is the pink one, and it comes in a varied ways, pretty much a lot of them. And then quartz is just clear quartz, so it's pretty clear. And like, oh, there I am. Then citrine is actually quartz. So is rose quartz. Rose quartz, and citrine are all quartz, but citrine that's like gold like this is usually quartz that's been heated. So it's not like it's not like something that's like, oh, I just do this. Like it's usually been heated up to get to that. This one too, okay, because like you see the yellow, like that's like messed with. This is actual citrine, that's not been heated or anything like that, and it doesn't have that yellow color to it. It's like natural. This is a smoky citrine, and it has like a, like a different, just a different color. It's not, people are like, what? But that's what, like, this is like more natural. Like, they didn't heat it up, they didn't do anything to it. This is what it should be like, if you're getting, legit stuff. That's like good stuff, quality stuff. And you can see the rainbows in there. When I move it, see the rainbow? There's a lot of rainbows in here. This is smoky citrine. So what this is protected prosperity and abundance. And it's a generator. So it's like boom, 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 boom. Generators have, the equal sides. So this side are equal with each other, and they usually have like a 3, this side right here has 1, 2, 3 sided face, and then this one has the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sided face, and then there's another 5 sided face, and so it's 3, 5, 3, or no, 5, 3, 5, and then again 3, 5. So it goes around like that all the way. Is that what it is? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I was like, that doesn't seem right. 737 is what a generator is. So 737, 3, 7, 3. Some of them are different. They're in a different pattern. So if they have a different pattern, they could be a receiver or a transmitter, or they could be like both, which I can't think of the name of that for some reason. It's like there's a certain name for it that they have for that, but they're good at giving you a lot of energy. I got this before I had success with anything, and as soon as I got it, I cried, and I'm like, oh my god, I won this from somebody through Sage Goddess on Facebook. She was like, I'm at the Tucson Gem Show and I have this for somebody, and it has angel hair in it. It has a lot of stuff in it actually that makes it like very rare. Like, I can see the hairs in there, but you're not gonna be able to see them. Like, there's like these little tiny hairs in their root tile, and there's like little silver ones and ones that are just very rare that people don't usually find, and that's why it was like such a oh my god. And I got it, and then everything pretty much changed rapidly after getting it. And you can see like the manifestation in there of like color. It's got really awesome stuff going on in it. So if you ever find some smoky citrine, protected prosperity, and this is good citrine too. It's just that's legit. Like, don't let you make this fool you of like, that's not citrine, because it is. It's actually better. They didn't do anything to it. This is just heated up, so it's gotten yellow. So it's basically quartz that they heated. I'm like, what? Why do they do that? The more I find out about stuff, I'm like, it's not nice. Whatever. So, I have messages. I did the poll, and people wanted to get the messages from the Divine Masculine. So I have a few pages here I'm going to read to you guys from them. Okay? So, basically, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. If it doesn't resonate at all, it's just, maybe you're good right now. You don't need any messages from your person. Maybe there's somebody out there that's like really hurting or having a lot of bad experiences, or whatever. It's like something could be really difficult for another person, and you're handling it better than them. So, sometimes it's a good thing when we don't get a message. Like, sometimes the messages are like, oh, I don't really want that message. I played in passion. Alright. I feel like I need to do a little bit of this. Sorry. Sometimes it's like the energy just doesn't feel like aligned in the appropriate way 100% for what I'm about to do. Just putting the oil on my hands though makes it shift. Like the energy of the everything. And this is Palo Santo, if you're wondering. Palo Santo is basically like sage, but it smells better, I think. Because for me, sage is like weed. It just smells like weed. But Palo Santo is like a wood, and it has just a better aroma to it. It's just like sage, though, where it's like it's not going to stay burning on its own for very long. And the smoke is what cleanses the energy. Plus your intention, like I'm clearing the energy, I'm setting the space, I'm releasing whatever's here. This doesn't serve me. Calling on spirit, things like that. Usually I will ask for my vortex, or I will call for the directions. So, to the winds of the south, great serpent, wrap your coils of light around us. Teach us to shed the past, the way you shed your skin. To walk softly on the earth, teach us the beauty way. To the winds of the west, Mother Sister Jaguar, come to us from your medicine space. You who knows the way across the rainbow bridge, join us and protect us in our medicine space. Show us the way beyond death to embody peace in life. To the winds of the north, ancient ones, Grandmother Hummingbird, to those who've come before us, to those who will come after us, our children's children, we honor you and we thank you for gathering with us, for giving us the strength and the ability to rise through the most seemingly impossible journey of life, and to remember to stop and to drink the sweet nectar of life along the way. And to the winds of the east, great eagle condor, come to us from the place of the rising sun. Allow us to rise wing to wing with the Great Spirit. Allow us to fly above all obstacles, above all storms, to new heights, to new vision, to new perspective, where we see with the eyes of our heart and our soul. And we see all things from all levels, all perspectives, the interconnectedness of all things. And to Pachamama, Spirit of the Earth, Gaia, we've gathered for the healing of all your children, the stone people, the plant people, the creepy crawlers, the fin, the furred, the winged ones, and all of our relations. To the Great Spirit Creator, you who are known by 1,000 names, and you who are the unnameable, we've gathered for the healing of all your children. We are here to gather and to connect, to receive the messages and the guidance and alignment with each individual who comes to receive. If it is meant for them to receive, I ask that they at least take something away of benefit to support and assist them. And we thank you for giving us the chance to dance the dance of life again for another day. My emotions are so difficult for me to face. My emotions are difficult for me to understand. And when I connect with you, or think of you, see you, remember you, desire you, it's all intensified. And it gets harder, and it gets bigger. It becomes more than I can stand, more than I can describe, and more than I can face. And I'm sorry that I've run from these intense emotions, which has only appeared or translated to be running from you. But please know, in my mind, in my heart, my soul, that's not how it is for me. That's actually the hardest thing for me. The most difficult thing to do is to move away from you. So running away or not saying goodbye, all of that is because of the intense feelings. It's just overloading. It's also not wanting to say goodbye because I don't want for you to not be in my life. I don't want to not be able to see you or talk to you, love you, but I'm also incapable of fully being present right now in all of those intense energies and emotions. And I know it's not fair. I know it's painful being present right now in all of this. I know it's painful for you, and hearing the hurt in your voice, seeing the sadness in your eyes, feeling the pain, the disappointment that you felt rips me apart inside, and I hide, and I wait until I think you and I could possibly be okay. And even this is difficult for me, because I tell myself I'm ready. I tell myself, you are the one. I know you are. And I want to come in fast, and I want to take action and do it all right then and there. Yet, when I get into it a little bit too deep for my comfort, I tend to reverse my path. And I know you see the truth in me. I know you feel me. I know that you feel when I'm ready. And I know you feel as soon as I shift out of that mode that I was in. And you know, that's when the difficult gets even more difficult. When I look in your eyes, I feel something, and I've got no words to express it. You bring out parts that are deeply repressed. And it's all I can do to not just get undressed and have you wherever we are. The magnetic seduction, the chemistry, it hits me wherever you are. Close by or miles and miles away, I know it's you. Nobody else has made me feel the same way. Yes, I've had chemistry with other women, but nothing compares to our deep soul feelings. I'm doing my best to awaken and heal and become the man who you know is a real deal. I don't want to waste your time. I only want to be around you when I'm fine. I want to protect you and feed you, love you all over. Yet for some reason I end up not capable, not able. I get nervous and anxious, and I feel like a fool. No other woman could ever do what you do. You have left your mark on me deep. It's not going to change or ever not be a thing. You are my truest love. You are 100% sent from above. And I'm sorry I never stopped to tell you all of this in person. But it's something I want to, and I'm trying. I'm no longer allowing any lying. If it's bad, then I guess we will see if me telling it to you will make you leave. In a way, I feel you already know, because of how bad and how long I've been dragging us through hell. You are incredibly strong. Nobody else would have made it this long. And I guarantee we will be together and have all that we want when I surrender. As your mirror, I think you must know, if this is what I need to do, then it's the same for you. You can lead me to it, the little to big things that we most pursue. So for now, love yourself more. more than ever before. Remember our story. It's not like the many. We have a true destiny. We have a divine thing to get married. Not like the 3D ways, not like the sheeple. No, we have something so much better. We have a soul commitment together. This world is one of some difficult actions, but you have made all of my blessings. I know that you may not be happy, but please remember, it's for you that I get sappy. We could have all the best things beyond the ego, things we just need to remember our power, our truth, and again to surrender. And not a day goes by that you're not on my mind. And I think about it all of the time. There's nobody else who even compares. So please do your best and try not to care. If you see me talk to someone other, it's likely they soon will discover my heart, my love, all of my mushy stuff was reserved and it's preserved for the girl in my heart. You are the epitome of sexy, of beauty. You make me happy. I smile a lot whenever I remember the time beside you, when we weren't pushing each other, just in a moment of yes, this is all I've ever wanted, yet somehow we both make a mess. Somehow we both sabotage. The destiny is destroyed, betrayed, and messed up. Please know I am madly in love, and nothing and nobody will ever be placed above. You are it. You are the me. You are the one. And when I can, you will see me run, but not away from you. I'll be coming towards you. I'll be the one you have longed for, and you help me to discover, deep inside, under all the pain, and after endless energy, I am actually a divine man who will never go hide. I just need more time to discover what my soul and my heart has been giving me this push towards forever. I love you so much, and I can't wait to squeeze your sexy butt, look deep into your eyes, and kiss your thighs. You taste so sweet and so yummy to me, and when you moan or you scream, I am amazed that could be that I could make a goddess feel so pleased. The day that I saw you and realized your power, do you remember, or did you hear me when I whispered under my breath? I stated out, wow, because you are. So I said it out loud, and I really couldn't help myself. And you probably don't remember, but I do, because it's a day that I discovered the alignment to the divine, and I started to wake up more and more from that time, and I realized each and every day a little more that she is mine. See if anything else wants to come through for messages. Masculine. Get the star. I feel like this is kind of continuing what was just saying. So sometimes you may place him on a pedestal, or you may think of them to be out of your league, too good to be true, or, you know, just be bigger than life and bigger than you or better than you. And that's probably a mirror on some level. Having that pedestal up puts people out of our reach. So it's that self-sabotage. It's that I'm going to block myself from what I want because I'm going to place so much emphasis on it. I'm going to give it too much of that confidence, too much of that power, you know? Like when we started this whole thing off with, you know, the message of, where is it? Basically increasing our value and worth is going to help us to clear the karmic contracts, which is going to help us to have more confidence and wisdom to come into alignment with abundance. But if you increase somebody else's value and worth, you're creating the karma, you're creating the disconnect, you're creating the space, because you're seeing them up here as more valuable than you. And I think they probably do the same thing. So you're both like, oh, oh. And that's why a new perspective is needed. The hangman is like, I gotta see, you know, I'm gonna hang upside down to look at this situation so that I stop looking at it all weird and wobbly, because it's not true, or it's not good, it's not serving me in my highest and best. It's not helping me to get, you know, more confidence in myself. And that transformation is needed. That death of the old, that cycle needs to close out so that the new one can come about and people can have their emotional fulfillment, their 10 of Cups, with their 2 of Cups, which is their soulmate, their divine counterpart, the person that's going to be their equal, balanced partner, the person that they're meant to be with, and you know, start over with somebody, or either new somebody comes in to offer you true love, because this is, you know, love here. And for some of you, you may have been rejected by somebody, or maybe you thought you were going to receive that love from somebody and they took it away, or they, you know, rejected you in some way, or they just couldn't make up their mind, or they were uncertain about what to do, they couldn't choose within love. And I feel like that was, again, self-sabotage. That was the hidden, the suppressed, like, I don't believe I'm good enough for you because I've placed too much value on you. I see you as this beautiful, sexy, confident, beautiful person. And I don't want to try to get in my chariot to have success with you because I've already told myself that I'm not valuable enough to have you. So I'm juggling this around in my mind, placing way too much emphasis on the value that you hold, and, you know, seeing myself as separate from that, or seeing myself as having way too long to go, or needing to transform who I am because I'm not in the energy right now feeling like that I could deliver that. So maybe I walked away or hurt you, and you could have waited, or still be, you know, waiting for something to change or shift. But in that time, I think there's also been healing happening. So they may have an offer that can lead to the King of Pentacles, like realizing, hey, I am this person, to reconcile, so that you can go from pre-empress to empress and have your happiness and have a valuable new start between the two of you that's not going to have the painful endings. It's going to be a 10 of Pentacles. It's going to be ultimate fulfillment. It's going to be justice for all of the pain that you've been through, all of the suffering and the painful endings that you've had to endure. There may be an apology that comes along with whatever you know, thing shows up to bring to you the offer that I feel like some are going to receive. It may require a lot of strength. They may have to eat their ego. They may have to, you know, initiate communication, or be the one that does something specific to get their destiny to roll into the favor of working together to build something worth having. But if they know if they want something, they need to give something. So maybe they didn't give enough in the past, or you gave way more, or maybe they were giving to other places. They could have had karmic toxic situations going on, or they could have just had karmic toxic fears that were like, I'm just going to stand out here and look on from afar and guard myself and keep all my stuff over here that you can't have it, you can't see it, you can't touch it, because, you know, whatever the thing is that they were thinking, and burdening themselves so bad, so heavily, that they could just like keeping themselves from having anything good, because probably somebody hurt them in the past, or they still had lessons to learn about all of this stuff. But I feel like things are moving out of mental conflict for the people who are resonating with this. So somebody may be learning their lessons. They could have taken that next level commitment to themselves to get their foundation right, to get themselves into a better situation, so they can take a leap of faith as somebody that's willing and capable and able to, you know, come in. And you're intuitively going to know. Am I dealing with the Emperor, or am I dealing with a control freak? Am I dealing with a dude who's like ready for this, or am I dealing with somebody that's going to like repeat old cycles? Am I dealing with, you know, the one that I should make that judgment call to go ahead and be with? Are they a man of truth and integrity? Are they speaking the right alignment with stuff, or are they like coming in to play games, or just to keep me from moving on? Or, you know, like you're the one that will know that. Nobody else can tell you that. It can be nice to hear good messages sometimes, but if it doesn't truly resonate or fit to what you're seeing out of the person, if you're not feeling happy ever, if the person's never done anything other than this, like, you know, left you sitting high and dry within a tower moment of, wow, that really fucking hurt, and, you know, it's basically just been endlessly waiting for more pain. You don't want to put yourself into the position of waiting and waiting and waiting for more of that. Like, go out and live and make that choice to love yourself. You know, the pre-empress there, that sexy, single, confident, independent person, she attracts her 10 of Pentacles because she doesn't need anybody. She wants somebody, but she doesn't need anybody. She's not sitting at home waiting and worried about it. She's living her life. She's taking care of herself. She's working hard. She's, you know, abundant in her own right. She's taken that spiritual commitment to herself to do what she's got to do. She's been reflective. She's hermited away. You know, she doesn't give her energy just to anybody for attention. She's not like that with, you know, some of the people here. And she loves herself, and if she loves somebody, she loves them. She's not going to stop loving them, but she can love herself enough to stop actively engaging in things that are not serving her. She can walk away, which will again lead her to this energy, because she will end up finding somebody that is either a past life lover, a soulmate, high level, something that's going to bring the value that she deserves. So even if you are dealing with a situation, right, with somebody that just never gave to you, couldn't give to you, and at this point with all these energies we have going on, clearing karmic energy, getting rid of the stuff that like we clearly know that's not serving us, like we're like, it's probably that alchemy I should be, you know, dealing with, like I've been planting seeds of potential for my healing. But every time I deal with that person, it's like they just destroy everything I've worked on for the last however many times, or days, or weeks, or months. They were gone. They come back in and they destroy it because they repeat the cycle, and history repeats over and over and over until we say, enough's enough, I'm going to walk away now, and I'm going to go love myself, and decide to get out of this mental freaking conflict because I don't want to do it anymore. Once we do that, we will attract somebody in for our happily ever after. It's a matter of self-respect, and it's a matter of like loving yourself and having healthy boundaries, putting yourself on the pedestal, knowing that you're valuable enough to have that, and then maybe you get the apology from the person because you've released them. Like sometimes it's just that. Sometimes people are holding on so tightly to this one person that's just been detrimental to them, and as soon as you're like, you know what, I'm going to let that go because it's not been healthy, goodbye, that could be the catalyst of their change and their transformation. And I know it's easier said than done when it comes to like let it go, but try your best to focus on not being like the doormat. I'm just waiting here for the reconciliation always and forever, because that's what usually leads to this type of thing of being like third parties involved and all of that, because they know like you're not gonna do anything, you're not gonna like cut them off, like they can go do that shit and still come back around because you'll be waiting, and you're not gonna go do anything with anybody else because you're waiting. So go out and live your life, and don't like, you know, take the chance of they don't learn their lesson, or they don't get their shit together, or, you know, whatever. Like, use your magnetism, your sexual energy, your passion, and your drive to have balance and justice in your world. You know, you belong on top of the pedestal. I'm sure there's other suitors out there that have seen you on top of the pedestal that'll treat you 10 times better than how you've been, you know, being treated or felt. If you're dealing with like these types of situations, third parties, you know, getting mixed into the stuff, causing you to be a little wounded, or like the wounded warrior basically, or the Queen of Swords is like it's a woman that's been scorned and hurt and carrying all that burden, and maybe she just needs a freaking apologies. But sometimes people are too much in their illusions, or they want their distractions, or they want to have all their options open because they're not mature enough, or because they like think that they have like endless time. Like maybe they haven't had enough death in their life to realize like life doesn't last forever. Life is like, you know, a fleeting moment sometimes for people. And our destiny is not like yeah, we have a destiny, but you don't know what it is. Your destiny could be over tomorrow. Your destiny could be over in 5 minutes. It's like, don't waste your time. If you have love for somebody, transform the part of you that's sabotaging it from you, or keeping you on the outside looking at it, or fearing it, or so afraid that if I let go of all my options and distractions and all these other things that I have out here that are keeping me in whatever land, and I have a solid foundation where I'm actually happy, then the potential to really get hurt is there. And that's usually one of the big problems with these guys. So they've been hurt before. Maybe in another life, maybe in this life, maybe by their mother. And so they do maybe want to reconcile with you, because you remind them of the nurturer. Like, they want to have that nurturing love. This is the thing that they need the most. They need the Empress love. They need to be nurtured and mothered and cared for. But it's unfamiliar because nobody's ever done it for them before, to the level that, like, they need. I'm not saying, like, they all had bad moms, or that there was, like, you know, like, they're all abused or anything like that. But usually, you know, like, just the way our society has been, and, like, over the years, like, oh, you know, self-soothing, and oh, let the baby cry, and like stuff. Like, everybody's had their opinions over the year. Nobody is ever usually making the right decisions about stuff, and we don't find out till later on. We're like, oh, that was really a bad thing to do, huh? Look at all this whole fucking group of people that's really messed up because of it. Well, let's not do that anymore, because we know what that leads to. All these not so healthy wounded warriors out here. But doesn't mean that they can't heal. If they pick up their cups that have been knocked over, turn around and look, hey, my Two of Cups is still standing. My true love is still out there. The person that is my destiny, the person that I can communicate with telepathically, verbally, physically, energetically, sexually, emotionally, commit to on all those levels, they're out there. You know, or I know who they are, basically, and I know where my justice is for what I've been through. And they're going to be the one that helps you to reach this, because they intuitively know what I need to do to get there. They have all the answers, the clarity, like the love, and the strength, and the value on me and on themselves to do the work that's needed, to do the healing that's needed, to be the angel type of vibrational, like, channel that's coming in, to be the magician and alchemize, and to turn that, you know, stuff that's been not so good into good stuff. You know, taking this from the third party crappy crap and all the distracting and illusions to dreams and celebration and having a fun, grand old time. Because that's literally, it could be read that way, but a lot of times we read it the other way. You know, and this could be read as they broke my heart, or I'm healing my broken heart. It's all a matter of perspective. And so if they change their perspective, their mind, and their words up, and they're speaking, and they make the judgment call of, you know what, like, I'm not going to look at them as the problem. I'm not going to look at them as one of the options. I'm going to look at them as the only option. I'm not going to look at them as, you know, trying to hurt me or whatever, or having some ulterior motive for loving me. I'm going to look at them as, you know, the one I can have this with, ultimate fulfillment, and who's going to bring me that balance of passion and emotion, and, like, all the things I've probably been looking for in other places but not finding. And it's going to help me to become this man that I really want to be. I want to be a man of integrity and power and respect and authority. I want to be respected. I want to be a star. I want to be, you know, seen in the eyes of others as, like, woohoo, look at that. So I think that desire, that drive will help them to heal. And you will help them to heal. and they'll help you to heal. And everybody can get better over time, working together to build something with love. As long as he's loving and she's loving, and they're balanced with each other, they're reciprocal with each other, passionate with each other, they don't lie, they don't manipulate, their things can spin into a new way of being that's much better. I have a sacred wealth code here. I was going to see what came through for that. I'm seeing the artist, but I'm not sure. I've got the leader here. So the leader is the sun. I'm not going to read all of it because like sometimes they're big, but basically the leader is about being confident. Where is the sun? The leader is, I lead from the heart, which I took these 2 quizzes yesterday. Like I started this like manifesting course for tarot, and you take these quizzes to figure out which one of your 7 chakras is the one that you lead with, like which one, like which 3 are my top 3, and then of those top 3, like you could have a top one. And then there's another test that's like, which is my intuitive style, you know, and that goes through the 11 chakras. So, you know, the 7 main, there's 1 below the feet, and there's a couple up here. In both of the tests that I did, I got heart for my number 1 thing, like my leading chakra. Then I got sacral for my number 2, and then I got throat for my number 3. And it made sense because it was like, you know, oh, you probably get like tied into like relationship stuff or have some issues surrounding that. And then sacral is like creative stuff and again, relationships and all of that. And then the throat is like, you might record or write or speak or just do some sort of like communication. It's like, it's going to be tied into what you do. So it's like, yeah, that's exactly what I do. And if you have the sacral one for like one of your top 3, it was like you're an empath, so you pick up on other people's stuff. And my thing was like an intuitive, spiritual intuitive. There was like spiritual intuitive, like physical intuitive, mental intuitive, emotional intuitive. Mine was the spiritual one. So the mantra is, I lead from the heart, and then to live up to your highest potential and guide others to theirs for the greatest good of all is the sole desire. And the purpose is to live in the present, free from the past, and to create the ideal future. Shadow is arrogant, narcissistic, addicted to power, and over-controlling. So, the leader is an inspiring, confident, purposeful person with the clarity and courageously lead others towards a better future. As a leader, you embody the true essence of leadership, in that you guide by example and teach others to lead themselves. You have a vision, therefore you can help others create a vision and inspire them to align with your goals. You are brilliant, heart-centered, and you lead from the inside out by tapping into the divine guidance and trusting your intuition to be authentic expression of your most valued gifts and talents. You are passionate about developing people and know that the true fulfillment comes from genuinely being valued. You expertly build a secure structure where your team is using their most valued gifts to achieve more than they believe is possible while contributing to the success of the whole. You've united them, and now they are committed to moving your mission forward as if it was their own. I was just laughing because my membership is called Divine and United, and we're like doing a thing together right now to like unite, to like work together. So it was just like funny. And the page number is 13, just, you know, divine feminine number. So it was just funny. So the shadow of the leader could be, you are better than most at what you do, but if you let it go to your head, your ego will stoke your arrogance, and you could become addicted to power and delude yourself into thinking that power and responsibility are only yours. When you are stressed, you could over-control. When this happens, it may feel impossible for your team to trust you or to be led. You will literally squeeze the life out of a mission. If you find yourself in the shadow of the leader, you may have lost your connection to Source and put your ego in charge. It's time for a serious break to get back to the roots of whatever spiritual practice keeps you tuned to the present. High valued gifts is present, problem solver, has a big vision, authenticity, decisive, listens, creates a supportive environment for success. Consistently and trustworthy, leads by example, clearly communicates, inspires others into action, sees others' strengths, magnetizes alignment with mission, and the action plan is I practice presence to be divinely aligned with my high value gifts and to live in a greater potential while courageously leading others to theirs. So, I don't know if anybody else resonates with the leader, but it was there as the one that wanted to pop out. The other one that was there was the artist. I kept seeing that, and that's tied to Venus, and it says, I create my vision. It's kind of similar energy as that. Creative, visionary, imaginative, idealistic, connective, harmonious, passionate, receptive, reverent, and spiritual. So I feel like this is actually like the feminine version of that, you know, because like the sun is the masculine, Venus is definitely feminine. The leader, you know, the birds are on there, but it's funny because the fox is here. I'm pretty sure I wrote down the fox on something that I don't think I read it out loud, but I think I had it. I did. My notes for fox, sneaky sly. I don't know what I forgot. Like that it was. I think it's because. Oh, and I didn't say the other thing. Essential oils, blue tansy, rose, or chamomile are good ones right now. If you have essential oils or into essential oils, want to use essential oils, those would be good ones to either, you know, make something with or put into your diffuser or whatever. And I don't know, like this fox popped up into my mind, and I just wrote it down. But there he is. So I guess that's that confirmation that some of you are the artist with Venus. And let's see what they have for it. The artist mantra: I create my vision, soul desire to creatively express yourself and connect with others through your creations. Your purpose is to manifest beauty into the world. The shadow is undervaluing yourself, perfectionism, and unchecked idealism. The artist is a creator, an inventor, an innovator, a musician, a dancer, a performer, a writer, or visionary. As an artist, you have a deep reverence for beauty and can see it almost everywhere. You are inspired by the beauty in this world, and you express it. I don't know what that was. You express it. As an artist, you have a deep reverence for beauty and see it almost everywhere. You're inspired by the beauty in this world, and you express the wealth of your visions through your art to uplift the world. Your primary motivation is to create. Your viewpoint is unique. It needs to be channeled through your chosen medium to full expression in order for you to realize your value. You are inner referenced, okay? And because you see from the inside out, you have the ability to make your inspirations a reality that others can see, feel, hear, or touch. You are well liked and naturally connective and have a magnetism which enhances your power of attraction. You draw people to you through your creations. And as an artist, you dwell in your right brain, where you have a plenitude of creative ideas. Typically, you take non-traditional approach to your words and work, and you love to forge a new way of doing things. One of your superpowers is to weave ideas and mediums together in new ways. This makes you a valuable resource of creative solutions for logical left-brain thinkers. And the shadow of the artist is, if you are undervaluing yourself, chances are you have a core belief that you're not enough or not good enough. And you were most likely programmed with this belief at an early age by parents, teachers, or peers. This mindset can undermine your efforts to make money and create wealth for your art. When you are in the shadow of the artist, you may see such an idealized vision of what you want to create that you become disappointed, even devastated, when your practical efforts at creation don't match the ideal. When you focus on the faults in your work or get caught up in perfectionism, you block your creative genius from doing magic. You might abandon projects before they're complete, Or worse yet, never even get them started. Or never even start that next great piece of art. Just page 44. And then, if you find yourself in the shadow of the artist, it's important to get back in touch with your purpose. Move your body to get out of your head. Spend some time in nature. Surround yourself with people who appreciate you and your work. And your high value gifts are imaginative, curious, unique perspective, able to see from many viewpoints, an eye for beauty and aesthetics, power of attraction, intense focus. And your inspired action plan is I hone my artistic, high value gifts to create my visions through my chosen artistic me. So, hopefully that, was a message that helped somebody. I think it was definitely funny because the first one was like the heart, and the second one's like the sacral. The other thing that I had was the throat, so it's like the communicator would be there. So people who talk or write or speak or whatever, that's usually what that one ties into. Look at that, the communicator. It's for Mercury. Words have power. Truthful, outspoken, flexible, clear, quick, related, friendly, intelligent, open-minded, intuitive, psychological, discriminating, informed, and articulate. I know with this one, I've read it before, it was like, they're good at communicating, like getting their message across to a lot of people, but sometimes, like, they can get lost in translation if they're out of balance, or they're, like, overworking themselves, or they can have a tendency to be too, like, like too cutting or something at different points. Like, it's nice to be truthful and authentic, but sometimes you don't want to be a douche at the same time, because that's going to, like, burn bridges and make people unhappy with you, and you're like, you suck. I can't remember exactly what it was all about, but I think that's kind of, because I read a few of them the other day, so they're, like, kind of, like, mixed and meshed together in my mind. I've never really used this deck that much to know it all, like, on the top of my head. Where are you? Mercury? Venus? The moon? Jeez. Mars? Mercury, the communicator. Words have power. To be a channel for clarity and growth, to speak truth and illuminate clarity and understanding for the positive growth of humanity. When their shadow side is up, they're overwhelmed, sarcastic, blunt, and pessimistic. The communicator knows the power of words to educate, to inform, to uplift, to grow, to transcend, to open up possibilities and connect to the truth. They gather, they process, and share information to help lift humanity. Your word is as good as gold, and you are expertly using it to share ideas and information and concepts which help others to evolve and grow. You are friendly, open, clear, direct, and connected to the divine truth. All forms of verbal and nonverbal language are your currency, and you are gifted with the universal language of metaphor. You have the unique genius to distill and synthesize complex subjects and break them down to make them easily understood. You're gifted with the mindful, Buddha-like energy of discernment and discrimination. This helps you to break attachments to what's no longer serving you positively, to reframe difficult situations, and to move on to whatever life has to offer you next. This gift is of the highest value when you serve others in their growth and development. And the shadow side is, if you are in the shadow energy of the communicator, your words can be blunt, like cudgels or razor sharp, and sarcastic with the power to cut another down. And if you don't check yourself, you can hurt those that you love and care about. Trying to process too much at once leaves you all over the map and not achieving any of your goals. When you're stressed, you mentally spin and you don't see or translate things clearly. And this could lead to major breakdowns in communication, painful misinterpretations, and misunderstandings. If you find yourself in the shadow of the communicator, you are trying to be too many things to too many people. It's time to take some personal time to quiet your mind with a meditation, deep relaxation, and time in nature. And once you reboot and restore your clarity, your brilliant mind will be putting everything into order once again. So the high value gifts are clarity, mindfulness, reliability, flexibility, discernment, deep listener, gifted writer, gifted speaker, mental brilliance, and a catalyst for growth. Inspired action plan is I am committed to practicing presence and mindfulness so that I can continue to grow and dedicate my high value gifts to serve the growth and evolution of humanity. It's funny because like the ones that I read the other day when I was like doing this for me, like just pulled a couple for me to read. All of the shadow things were like, take a break. You need a vacation. You need to stop. You just need to like, you gotta stop, man. You gotta take a break, man. Okay, if there's anything going wrong, take a break. But I never do. So gotta take a break. Like, so that's the thing. Like, people on the Bridget Route channel haven't seen me, but like, I didn't take a break. I've just been everywhere else doing stuff. Like, you know, crazy person taking on way too much stuff all the time. And I see creative expression over here from the Life Purpose Oracle. It's like creative expression. So we baby counselors here. You heal with kind words, advice, and an empathic air. Creative expression is your soul longs to create itself, you know. And then books. You connect to your life purpose through the involvement with books. So some of us may have a book to write, or some of us may have a book to read about whatever thing. Maybe we're going to be speakers, you know, talking about what we've been through in our lives. As counselors, they have like a group thing. Oh, blah, 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 blah. Or talk about crystals, or talk with oracle cards, because that's literally what I'm doing right now. Like, hey, I'm a healer and an artist, and I make my own cards. Some of these are right here. These are my cards that I made. These are my past life cards. Any energy that they need for their past life. I have resentment. Release resentment from past life trauma. And then I have sadness on the bottom of the deck, which says, resounding sadness originates in another life. So, if you've been very sad in this life, and you're not very good or whatever, your inner child may be wounded and holding on to a lot of resentment because of the past life. Inner child is the like most close thing to the past life. You know, like when you first come into this life, that's the closest you're ever going to be to that last life. So children often have memories of their past lives, and a lot of times stuff plays out in this life from that life, but like parents dismiss it, or they don't acknowledge it, or they don't know what the kid's talking about, so they're like, yeah, it's imagination, and nobody ever talks about it, so that it gets suppressed. But this says, passage as a child or major trauma, allow yourself to laugh and play. And then they had single come through, and I swear there's not that many like cards in here that are specific for relationships or have like relationship images. I think there's like 5 or 6 or whatever. But you've gotten the sadness, the resentment, which for me, like, because they're black and white, I did like the black and white ones as like a lot of these types. So the resounding sadness, always alone, breakups, attracting Mr. or Mrs. Wrong. You've got to open your heart to love, to release that resentment that may be from the, you know, inner child of this life carrying something from the last life, or it could have been that in a last life you died as a child. So, you know, that obviously would not be a good experience to go through at any point in time. And you may also resonate with like the ocean a lot, because you got the ocean soul here. It says, lived a life in the sea, a strong connection to the ocean and sea life. It says, listen to the ocean. So the ocean may have something to tell you. Mama Kocha is the healer of waters, the origin of life. There could be a message in there for you from Mama Kocha about like what you should be focusing on right now, or what you should be doing. You might want to try automatic writing. It says, a natural ability to express yourself through writing. Automatic writing brings answers. So if you feel like you have this unknown element about like, where was I, who was I, what did I do, you may be an adaptable, shape-shifting, mutable, changeable, living so many lives and influenced by so many different karmic things that have played out in different ways that it's like, I don't even know what I am or who I am or where, like exactly what I do or don't do, because you may have like a full span of stuff that you've had play out if you have an old enough soul. It's like just another one, you know. I'm a Starseed soul, I've been around for freaking ever. And you signed up for this. Major obstacles to rise up, to heal and ascend, and to anchor a high vibration energy on Earth. And it's most likely that you were in Atlantis as well. So you may be aware of the power struggles on Earth, and you are here to heal from the fall. So that may have been the time that, like, you know, you may have been orphaned or had like that inner child thing. Maybe you were a child when the fall happened, and you could have left you orphaned, and it could have had something to do with pets too, because pets in the water, and it says trauma with a pet, or you were a pet. You know, you could have been an animal in a past life that had a severe, traumatic experience, or you could be somebody that was a child that maybe you and the, or at the fall of Atlantis together, and something happened with the two of you, and you could have been abandoned, and you didn't even have your puppy. That would not be a great thing to have happen. It's like making me sad just to even think about it. I'm like, oh my god, no. And the young at heart is here. It says, never grows up, fun, goofy, immature, passed on at a young age with natural causes. So you could have passed away as a child a couple of times. And the light worker says, naturally awakening, magical healer, lover, galactic past life, ascended master. So you probably are somebody that's done this quite a few times. You are here for a purpose and a reason. You may have a twin flame, a person that you're meant to come together with. But right now it may be about you healing yourself and getting yourself into the right vibration, healing those wounds. I have to do an inner child activation next, because I had supposed to do one for my membership, but I had like the first Divine and United membership community cares event this week, and that like threw me off with stuff, and then my feet blew up, and that threw me off with stuff. But I'm going to be doing that, and like that's one of the things in there for the inner child's like abandonment, orphan, just whatever wounds come up naturally. I took down notes and everything when I couldn't really do much else, but we'll be posting the activation on my website like I always do. There's like a list of activations, so if you remember and you're like, hey, I want to do that past life activation, you can come to the Divine Essential at divineessential.com to get it. Sometimes I post them in my the feed of my Instagram, like into my little stories there. So they're there for like 24 hours. And I just noticed that this says counselor on the bottom of my soul purpose. And it says the trauma and pain you overcame now brings guidance and help to other souls. So again, I do feel like you have that ability to counsel others, because you're a healer. So your mission is to heal yourself and others. So whatever you've been through, it's all for a reason. It's to help you to heal the karmic contracts that you've got going on, and to vibe at the highest cushion of light as the high priestess, and to get rid of the stuff that's not serving you. And you're like, yep, that's your highest and best. Like it's all for your goodness. Don't doubt it. And yep, you have a twin soul, and as you heal, they'll heal. And as you face this pain, they'll do it. And you'll come into your divine union when you're meant to. So don't worry about it. There might be messages in the Akashic Records you could write down for yourself or get information from, but you're basically here to overcome and grow. So keep doing that, and just know that the more that I do that, the more that I shift my frequency, the more alignment I'm going to have to being like who I want to be, where I want to be, and how I want to be. And, vice versa. And release those lower emotions of like resentment or sadness or feeling abandoned or orphaned or all of that. Okay? So you've seen a lot of 111 and stuff like that. I think that's just part of the like twin flame stuff. Your lover seeking out your divine counterpart, long lost love. So you could even feel that orphanism within that situation. Like, they have orphaned me. They may not have, they may have in another life on some level. Maybe they were a parent and left you in another life, or maybe they just left you in another life and you're still holding on to resentment of that. And it may be translating into this life. You guys may fight when you're with each other or dealing with each other. But either way, write, create art, find your inner strength. You are a healer. You're here to heal and overcome all of this stuff that we went through all of our lives. And, be that fighter. I'm a survivor. I'm not gonna give up. Like, just split it again, and he's there again. He's like, yeah. So maybe fighting will make you happy. Kicking someone's ass. Could be from the Galactic War that all of this originated. And again, they were actually orphaned. Now that I think about it, so Lyra and Orion had that Galactic War, and Orion destroyed Lyra, and the Lyrans had nowhere to go. And this says healing soul patterns and contracts. So you may have a contract from all the way back then that's, you know, still here right now that you got to heal, to overcome, so you can assist and teach others to come into their highest quotient of light. You know, it's like you're here to heal yourself and others. You've got to go through that awakening to do what you got to do to get to that new beginning. And when you do, you know, you'll be sitting in a much better position because you'll be getting rid of those karmic contracts, and you'll have healthy boundaries. And then right now is also a time standing in your power solo. This is marriage. It says always in a relationship, codependent, needing a lover. So your person may be codependent. They may always need somebody to be there for them. And you may be like the one that's always feeling orphaned. It's like whatever you guys got going on, could be vice versa. Whoever's whoever, it's probably some stuff that needs to heal. And it could originate back then in Atlantis, or even all the way back then in the Galactic War. Whenever shit started going not so great. Got a little difficulty for you. Could have been in ancient Greece too, and that, you know, was a time of war and battles and craziness as well. So just know that you've been around the world, and you got to do some work to do it. But follow your heart. The angels are supporting and guiding you, protecting you as your dreams become a reality. So your heart's desire is what you should be pursuing. Okay, guys. So thank you very much. And MUNAY. Namaste.